You may have read some reports about arsenic in rice, and one of our viewers wants to know, should I avoid it? Is there any truth to it? And what would my advice be? So it's a very valid question because it has been in the media. First, let's talk a little bit about arsenic. Arsenic occurs naturally in our environment, but in particular, it's found in soil and in water, also in the air. So many plants that are grown can get arsenic through the soil and the water, but the levels are almost non-existent in lots of food products. But in rice, because it's a water crop, gets more, absorbs more of the arsenic from the water and from the soil, so it has a little bit higher level. So the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, has been doing testing for years, but in 2011 they really picked up and did some more aggressive testing. And they released a report back in September of 2013 looking at over 1,000 samples of rice. And their recommendation is that it is safe to consume rice because most of the absorption occurs in the on the outer kernel, and therefore if you eat white rice or it's polished rice, that outer bran will be removed and you'll reduce the amount of arsenic. But even so, even if you're eating whole grain brown rice, which is what we recommend, the amount is measured in parts per billion, which, to put into perspective, it would be like one single sheet of toilet paper stretched off a roll from New York to London. I mean, it is an absolutely minuscule amount. And the advice from the Food and Drug Administration is to eat a varied diet. So even pregnant women, there's no restriction or recommendations that you don't eat rice, but you don't want to eat rice every day. So in moderation, there should be no concern. Rice is nutritious. I would advocate for brown rice, but you can rest assured that the government is on top of it. In the short term and immediate concern, there is none, and the research is really following up on, are there any long-term consequences? But the amounts are minuscule, parts per billion, and they say it's safe to eat.